It's a sticky situation. It's a sticky situation.
I'm here with Miss Leva Bates. You're actually my first interview 2 years ago when I wasn't nothing. Still nothing, but I appreciate you taking that time with me, as always. How's your GalaxyCon weekend been going?
Awesome. It is Sunday. I've been here since Thursday. It's a 4-day con, so you get on the floor on Thursday and you're doing panels and photo ops. And we had a wrestling show, cosplay wrestling at FSCW. It was awesome. If you don't know about it, look it up. We had 4 shows, so we have one more show tonight. So I've been wrestling on top of doing this all day, on top of catching up with old friends and making new friends, so I'm exhausted. Plus, I came straight from AEW, so I got up at like 6 a.m., got a plane, came here, so yes, I haven't stopped for days.
And speaking of AEW, when I first interviewed you, AEW wasn't even a thing, and I got on my knee for an interview. It's not the first time I got on my knees for an interview, but it's my favorite one at least. So when I met you in AEW wasn't even a thing yet. Now you've become like somewhat of a important element backstage at AEW. Make sure everything's running in order and make sure everything goes where it needs to go and getting everybody in line. Yep. How did that come to be?
That's kind of how I got signed. I initially got signed as talent, and then literally Cody texted me, hold for 1 second. Okay, we're also offering you an office contract. What? So yeah, legit, like it was like I got offered the wrestling contract like a couple minutes later. They were discussing, I guess they were discussing among themselves, like, oh, so we're gonna do this too. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I've been a double contract since the beginning. So, and definitely as time progressed, I've been doing more and more and giving a little bit more and more. So yeah, it's been a wild ride.
I know you're still doing Twitch over at Wrestling Leave on Twitch. I'll put a link in that below. Is there any games coming out in the future you're looking forward to?
I wish, because I'm not home to play stuff. I've pretty much only been playing Switch games because I travel a lot. So Switch you can take with you. I miss my PS5 a lot. I do want to play Stray. As soon as I left, legit, the day I left, I think Stray dropped. Literally the day I left. I've been on a 2-week travel loop. I mean, it's my own fault because I have other stuff planned outside of AEW. So it's like I'll do AEW, go to the next thing, go straight back to AEW, go to the con now that we're here, and then I'm finally going home. So the thing is, I'm so busy because I'm only home for 1 day that I still don't think I want to have time to play it. So I've been waiting for Stray as soon as they announced it, and I haven't been able to even download it yet. So maybe in a couple weeks. So I've been looking at more just Switch games, to be honest with you, just because that's what I want to get to play. So I'm currently playing still Ruined King. I haven't touched that in a minute. Playing Rogue Lords, which is crap. It's one of those you fail and it makes you do it again like you're supposed to fail. You keep doing it kind of like how Hades was, but more in an RPG style. Like a rogue type game, that's why it's called Rogue Lords. And then I'm also playing the Demon Slayer game. It's basically just playing right through the anime.
I've seen all the Demon Slayer cosplays.
Love the anime, and I'm like, oh, there's a game. And I'm literally replaying and watching the anime. So, but I like to stream that a lot. Like I was doing it on my own time, and then I realized that was a fun. I feel like people were really enjoying it. So I need to stream that more, but I'm not home enough to stream it more. So I'm kind of playing that, but I'm also trying to hold off on that. So I don't know. I want to do a lot of things, but there's not a lot of time.
So before I let you go, my friend Rudy from Let's Find Out Media wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay. So I've seen you before. I asked you your influences as a female wrestler. I think I can ask that again, but probably in a different way. So, who was the first woman to get you in the business, or was there a certain female wrestler?
As a fan watching that I enjoyed, or
fan when you did get into the business, who helped you along the way?
Okay.
Who made it easier for you?
Wee little Leva. I was really a big fan of Scary Sherry. I Sensational Sherry, but I loved her as Scary. I always called her, even when she was Sensational or any other version of Sherry Martel, I always called her Scary Sherry because that's what resonated with me. Later on, it was like James, Lita, Daphne, huge, because I was, as you can tell, very pale, like nerdy, not nerdy, but like different girl than what you saw on TV. So I connected with her a lot, especially just she was crazy, it was fun, it was something completely different. No one else was doing that at the time on wrestling in any capacity that I've seen. Except for maybe Scary Sherry, but it's like it was so different, you know what I mean? It was her own thing, her own flavor, her style, and maybe I just have a thing I'm into. Once I got into wrestling, I'm in Florida, and I started there. Lexi Fife, Malaya Hosaka, Rain, they all were super like big sister and moms to me. They were amazing, and I don't think I would be here without them, because they're the ones that brought me to Shimmer, that were doing my first matches with me, were taking me on bookings with them. So they were super helpful with my actual career as, once I started getting into wrestling. My trainers are Bubba and Devon, but then once you got in there, you're wrestling women, right? So, and then I met them, and then they were just wonderful. Like, I literally would not be probably where I am if it wasn't for them. So, and then also Daphne. Like Daphne, I met her a little bit later on, but she was just so cool and so nice. I was doing the TNA thing, and again, I'm a big fan of hers. Like, and she came up to me because she was doing the Governor at the time, and she goes, "Hi, Leva, nice to meet you." I'm like, "So I am."
Well,
so young.
Well, before we wrap it up, so is there like any advice you would want to give to like the younger female generation coming up?
I mean, honestly, beginner, anybody's, honestly. It's fun. Have fun with it. It can be very stressful. It will be very stressful. It'll be very hard. Training is very hard. You have to train your body to learn how to take pain. You have to callous yourself. So you have to really love it. You have to really love the performance aspect. You have to love the physical sports aspect of it. It's a labor of love. It can be a very fun job and fun business to be in, but it's also a job and business, so you have to treat it accordingly. You have to put that effort and commitment to what you want to do. If you're only going to half-ass it, it's not going to work, So I say go for it. If you're really something you want to do, go balls to the wall, 110%. It's fun, but it's business, so just be smart about it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll put all your links down below. Please come meet her anytime. She's a big part of GalaxyCon. She's at almost every one of them, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty much at every GalaxyCon, correct?
Yeah.
So please come meet her. It's worth it.
This is legitimately my home away from home. Like, this is kind of where they gave me my big first start in cons.
So please come see her. You won't regret it. It's very sweet as always. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
A long weekend, yeah, for sure, for all of
It
us.
was so much fun, but yeah, it's day 4 and my body hurts.
I'm just confused because I've been Melina these past couple days. Melina doesn't usually speak, and why is my voice like this? Like, it's so raspy. I have no idea what's going on. So I guess I've been having a good time.
Yeah, when you have no voice, absolutely, it's probably the late night parties,
What?
Definitely.
What?
What?
Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. We all went to bed early.
Party? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we went to bed early. We took our vitamins. We didn't do any partying. We don't do that stuff.
Ate my Wheaties,
All right, so this panel is all about you. We want to talk about your journey from FSCW to AEW, and just hear some of your stories from wrestling and get some insight from you. So first question, I guess, would be, who's been in AEW the longest? Who's the first to get signed to AEW? So Leva, let's talk about your journey in AEW real quick. When did you get signed to AEW?
I got signed like a month before the very first Double or Nothing, their first show.
Okay.
They were doing the BTE, looking for the librarian. Cody hit me up, slid in my DMs and said, "Hey, we need you to do a video for us. I'll pay you." I'm like, "You don't have to pay me. I'll do it for the free publicity." Because I didn't think at the time I had already messaged Brandy and they said that all the girls I wanted. So I was like, all right, well, I shot my shot, you know, it's okay. But then I know moving forward in life, and then Cody's like, no, we want celebrities to also be a part of this. I'm like,
Right.
Can you message me? Okay, cool. He's like, your blue pants. I'm like, all right. So I did the video. Got a lot of great traction online, so thank you for everyone who helped out with that. Woo! So much that they showed it to Tony, and Kenny and Cody kind of put it over, and Tony goes, well, give her a call. And legit, I started to Twitch stream, like, hi guys, what's going on?
Right.
I get a text, Cody wrote, our plan worked. Yes. What plan? And then a message later, and a minute later, I got a different text from another wrestler who was our talent relations. Hey, is this still Leave a Base's phone? We want to offer you a contract. Hey guys, I'll be right back. Just listen to this music. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Click. What?
Freak out. Yeah, for sure.
And then and again, in Cody fashion, I'm like, what plan? It was a plan I didn't tell you about it, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
And then a minute later, he's like, wait, don't sign anything yet. We're going to offer you another contract. What? And that's like the legit that
Please
night.
hold again.
Yeah, he was like, we're going to make you the librarian and we're going to make you part of office. And I'm like, okay.
So when it comes to the librarian, is that an idea that they had already started to develop the character? And then how much of yourself did you get to put into the character?
I had no direction. not that it's a bad thing, but they also had Peter, so we started playing around with I was the Cody Kitty hire, and he was the Box hire, and we were going to be like enemies turned odd couple, and that was kind of us, like how we started becoming like how's good cop, bad cop, you know, type thing.
Right.
And then we started slowly, like, this is me and Peter, like, what if it's like, you know, enemies turn to lovers, you know, type thing. So that's where we had the whole like the librarians being a thing together. And then that just bled into BTE and all the ridiculousness that's been happening for the last 3 years with me and Peter, who we're now married on BTE.
Nice.
So it's just a lot of that, especially all the BTE, is us, like 100% us. Everything we've done is us. A lot of it is just kind of throw it on the wall and see what sticks.
Got it.
So I haven't really had a lot of, no, you need you more.
But it's cool. You've had a lot of
stern,
creative freedom
less
to just
stern,
put
more
it into
shushy,
it.
less shushy. I'm
Yeah.
like just kind of playing and see what they like and what my agent that day likes.
Very cool. Awesome.
I play everything chaotically, so you know.
Well, yeah, we know.
I'm
We
here.
know.
What do we need?
You're a force to be reckoned with for sure, and very unpredictable. That's what we love though about you. Who was second to get signed to AEW?
That would be I.
All right, so let's talk about your journey, how you got there, who made the call to who. Just take us back to the beginning.
Yeah, you got it. So, AEW started in what, 2019? Is that correct?
Years blend in together.
We'll say maybe 2019. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Pre-COVID, right, when everything was fantastic. So AEW gets its start in 2019, and I see a bunch of people that I used to work with, a bunch of friends, starting with the company and making history as being, the foundational members of the company, and just watching it on TV. It was cool to support from a distance, but then once AEW started traveling, they were coming to Miami in January of 2020. And I said, ooh, are they? I'm a Miami native, born and raised. And that's right. I knew I had to get on that show. Luckily, I had a friend, Big Swole, who used to work there. She had got signed a couple of months before they came to Miami. And I believe they had an opponent lined up for her. But knowing that they were going to Miami, she's like, no, there's only one person I want to wrestle if we're going to Miami, and that's Diamante. She pitched that to Kenny Omega. He approved of it, and I shortly after that got an email from Talent Relations saying that they would like to have me for their Miami show. And it was a pretty iconic show. It was Bash at the Beach. So, they had a really cool setting. It was really, really dope. Wrestled there, opened up the show. That Dynamite was insane.
Was that one of the biggest shows you've ever been in at that time?
We wrestled at the University of Miami, which is iconic. The
Wow,
Hurricanes play there.
sure.
So if you're in Miami, you know what's up.
But that's a major milestone moment for someone coming from Miami
Oh,
to be
yeah.
able to perform at one of the biggest shows, biggest promotions, and to be able to, like, in front of your hometown crowd.
Absolutely. Like I said, they were coming to Miami and they chose me, so I felt like, you know, I had to make sure I put a good impression for Miami, you know, and put the city on. But yeah, it was dope. And
So after that first match, then what happened? Like,
Wait, was that the match with the shoe?
yes, with this
Oh
with the
my
sandal.
god, that was such a good match.
Yeah, and they were really
Back
cool.
time.
Yeah, I got beat with my own sandal. If you know, you know about the chancleta.
the
and the
chancleta's
Spanish
not,
moms,
yeah, you
know.
can't mess with it. They can throw it from a mile away, it'll still hit you.
Yeah. So that happened in January. They asked me back the following month. I was like, okay, I must have done a pretty good job. They flew me out to Texas, so I'm like, okay, they're flying me. This feels
Nice.
good, you know, okay. That was in February, and then the pandemic happened. Then I didn't hear from them anymore.
How did that feel? To finally get this huge pop and then pandemic strikes.
Oh, absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like you go from feeling like you're kind of like not on top of the world, but you're up there, and then somebody shoots your plane down.
Right.
And it's literally everything stopped happening. AEW stopped traveling, and they only performed out of Jacksonville. Independent wrestling pretty much stopped. We all had a bunch of WrestleMania week bookings that were just gone. A lot of money we were looking forward to that was just gone. And man, those are some rough times. I remember I had a little 2001 Lexus IS 300. You know, I didn't pay, well, I bought it, I didn't pay for it. I traded my other car, I'm a car girl. So I sold that car, and that's how I paid my rent. So I wasn't making money during the pandemic. I was trying to do little gigs with wrestling, custom wrestling matches, and you know, it was just rough. I was scraping pennies, barely eating, sold my car, and then I literally used the last bit of money to pay rent, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to shoot my shots. And it's a statistic, it's proven, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
True story.
So I reached out to AEW, to talent relations, and I was like, okay, I'm sure they remember who I am. Maybe if I send them a message, they'll be like, yeah, come on over. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
I was like, I want to be a squeaky wheel so I can get some oil and see how it works. So I shot my shot. They had me over. I went back in the first week of July. By the end of July, they had offered me a contract. So yeah, it was a little bit of a build-up. I was on Dynamite facing their champion at the time in Hikaru Shida. So it was a lot of pressure, very nerve-wracking. I love AEW, but like Leva says, not heavy on the direction. You kind of have to come up with it yourself. And it was just, it was a wild ride. You know, it took some time, but you know, I've been with the company ever since then for 2 years, and I'm still there.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Well,
I think they brought you
love
in for the
learning.
tournament, so I was really happy for that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they
Yeah.
brought me in for the Deadly Draw
really-
tournament, the women's tag team tournament, and I ended up winning that as well. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's such. I love hearing like the behind the scenes and the struggle, and also like you taking the moment to say, you know what, like you said, I'm going to shoot my shot, and you're 100% right. The worst you can do is miss.
There was most definitely a struggle, and I'm the kind of person, I can only take so much, and I wasn't gonna take any more of it. I was like, I gotta do something, because if I don't do something, who's gonna do it for me?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
luckily you did that because now we all get to benefit and see you in action.
Boom.
Honestly, that kind of, I'm one of those, I'm very timid to ask for anything, so that inspires me. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. Thank you.
Hey, you know, yeah, when you got nothing, you gotta make something happen out of nothing. So, yeah, that's where I was.
All right, and last but certainly not least, I know you've been holding the mic for a while, holding your breath for a while probably, but Kiera Hogan, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your AEW journey, how it all started for you.
Well, I was in Impact for 4 years, former two-time Knockout Tag Team Champion. Thank you. Natasha Steele's Fire and Flavor forever. So I was working at Impact for 4 years. I kind of got to a point where I was happy where I was, but I wanted more.
Right.
And there was a lot of things happening at Impact. I didn't know they were going back on the road at the time, but fans started coming in, and I enjoyed the energy that was there at the time. But like I said, I wanted more. I know Impact is a smaller platform. It will always be my home. Impact has my heart. I pretty much grew up into who I am.
I was gonna
today
say, is
there.
that the first promotion that you were with?
Yes. I got signed at 22 years old.
Wow.
And like I said, I pretty much grew up there. I was the girl on fire when I started. I left as the hottest flame, so I grew up there. I became a woman there.
Yeah.
I gained a lot of confidence too, and like you said, I wanted to shoot my shot and see what else was out there for me.
So you reach out.
I reached out. I was also going with Diamante to Jacksonville to
Okay.
hang out with everybody because we're all friends. We all came from the Indies together.
So you're already rubbing shoulders with people.
Yeah.
People know who you are at this point. They probably
Yeah.
have seen you in Impact before, so it's like
Definitely.
you already have a name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, like I said, hanging out and just enjoying the locker room, and I was like, wow, this is fun.
All during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Lockdown
Pandemic
era.
yeah.
Going to Jacksonville.
Yes, and I was like, man, I really like this locker room. This just seems like a really like close knit, like sisterhood. Like everybody's there for each other. Like,
Right.
and that's what it was at Impact too. So I was like, I think I could fit in here. I think I'm gonna try and see if I could work at AEW. So when my contract ended at Impact, I decided to shoot my shot and see
Right.
if maybe I could work for AEW. I ended up doing.
You reached
Elevation.
out too as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
you were like, hey guys, I want to work.
Yeah, I wanted
Oh
to ask.
yeah, I reached out to them.
You know, in acting, when you want to do something, you have to send a resume. In comedy, you have to send a reel of your 3 minutes clean set. Like, how does it go about when you want to reach out or shoot your shot? Like, what do you do? What do you send in?
Well, I told them that my contract was up,
Okay.
and you know, Impact had a working relationship with AEW, so Tony would be at Impact and he would watch my matches, me and Tasha, and
So you're interviewing live, like when you're just working normally. There's
Pretty
people
much,
who
yeah.
are watching you all